Hey guys, what's happening? Zoop here with a preview and my first impressions of the Tier 6 Royal Navy aircraft carrier, Ark Royal. There's been a lot of hype and buzz surrounding this ship, and it's understandable why. Though Ark Royal was involved in many patrols and involved in numerous near misses, she is of course most known for the hunt for the Bismarck. It was her ferry Swordfish torpedo bombers which jammed the rudder on the doomed battleship, allowing it to be sunk by other ships the very next day. It is through that engagement in which the Ark Royal has gained much of its lore. She was sank by the U-boat U-81 on November 14, 1941. Considered a lucky ship, even during her sinking, only one life was lost. History is all fine and dandy, but many are wondering about this ship as she pertains to World of Warships. Aircraft carriers are somewhat unique. In my opinion, the stats of the ship matter much less than those of a destroyer, cruiser, or battleship. It's all about the squadrons. And for that reason, I'm going to take a look at the three squadron types, your attack aircraft, bombers, and torpedo bombers, and just give you my general feelings on each of those. First, the Ark Royal has a historical loadout. You've got two planes. You've got the Ferry Swordfish and the Blackburn Skuas. The Skuas were the mainstay of the British Navy early in the war, and those represent your attack aircraft. First and foremost, these are your fastest planes, and these will be your traditional spotting aircraft, so good for that. Outside of the spotting capabilities, I really don't have a lot of nice things to say about the attack aircraft. The rockets are weak. They're weak against destroyers, and they're weak against all other ships with low penetration and fire chance. There, that makes it pretty easy, right? And to top things off, they get shot down easily when you're bottom or mid-tiered, which will happen to you a lot. So let's move on to the torpedo bombers, shall we? Your ferry Swordfish are slow, painfully slow, topping out at 100 knots. It takes forever to get anywhere, and this represents a complication because if you are bottom tiered, you tend to stay back away from the ships that can easily reach out and touch you. I will say there is something mesmerizing about singling out a Bismarck and landing a full torp spread on it. It makes you giddy. This is what the Ark Royal was designed for, right? Well, just remember, you are very much firing Tier 6 torpedoes at a Tier 8 ship, and damage will be easily shaken off. The other issues with the TBs are that you only have 6 in your squadron. It's almost guaranteed that you'll lose 1 at the very least, meaning you only get 1 full drop per sortie. You drop with 3 planes. Honestly, the torpedo bombers have a lot left to be desired. They're quite fragile, which should come as no surprise. They are cloth. It's the lethargic speed which kills them. They're just boring to fly, and considering it's the torpedo bombers for which the Ark Royal is known for, I would have expected something a little more, but I don't know how you can expect something more out of cloth biplanes, so there you have it. Your bombers are going to be your strongest asset. I dare say you could use them exclusively and you'll do just fine. You have 9 per sortie, and you have a fairly decent supply of them on deck. Once you finish one sortie, you should have 9 more ready to go right away. You drop a lot of bombs. Against higher tier ships they don't do a lot of damage, but they do start a lot of fires. This is helpful. Against cruisers of your own tier or below, and even tier 7s, you can still pull off decent damage. I found oddly that I did more damage hitting these cruisers from the side instead of head on. Against destroyers, the bombs are highly effective as well. Destroyers of the lower tiers move a tad slower and in my opinion are easy to hit. Perfect targets for your bombs, and they do a lot of damage on them. Again, the ferries are slow, 100 knots. This makes getting to your target a laborious effort. You're rewarded when you get there, but it's slow going. And this is the problem with the Ark Royal. Her planes are slow, and this represents a problem when bottom tiered because they spend more time in the aura of Tier 8 AA. Of course, this is nothing unique to Tier 6 aircraft carriers. They all suffer the same way when bottom tiered and can be very unpleasant. Overall, my initial feelings, I find the Ark Royal's damage output to be pretty much in line with that of the other Tier 6 carriers. Maybe better than some, on account of her bombs, which are actually quite good. Her problem is, and again, this is not unique to Tier 6 carriers, her gameplay is just kind of dull. Your main damage dealing aircraft are painfully slow. You can fly them out, run to grab a beer, or even make some tea, and come back with time to spare. She needs something else that makes her unique, other than just being the Ark Royal. But that's just me. No word yet on how she'll be available, but I suspect there are many players clamoring for her. That's fine. She's a beautiful ship with awesome history backing her up. You can't go wrong with getting her. Just know that she's a Tier 6 carrier and behaves like one, and you won't be disappointed. So that's that. There's your Tier 6 Ark Royal. Those are my first impressions of her. Don't know when we're going to get her. Currently a work in progress. Still time to go in the testing of her. Thanks for watching. Zoop out.